trauma has been stored so much in their bodies. It has now become the very direction in which their life takes. So if today the trauma is saying that we're going to be angry, if it says we're going to be frustrated, we're frustrated.
Welcome to Talk with Becky, where we unlock the minds of individuals one conversation at a time. On today's episode, we shall be looking at long-term effects of childhood trauma on mental health. So join me, make welcome my guest, Miss Patience, ASHER, our mental health advocate. Good to have you here.
Same here.
You look really beautiful.
Thank you.
How have you been?
Been good. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm okay. So today we're going to be talking about long-term effects of childhood trauma and on mental health. And I know this is one of the topics that you love a lot. And I'm sure that you came richly prepared to deliver.
No, don't worry.
Talk to me. How do different types of childhood trauma impact long-term mental health?
So I'll start with shedding a bit of light on what childhood trauma is.
Okay.
Trauma in itself, many people think it's just the events that happen to you that you've not been able to move past. However, it's what happens also inside you when that thing happened that probably you've not been able to live past. And then down the line, down the years, you find out that just that one event, just that one thing that happened, how comes I've not moved, I've not healed, and I've not processed it? So many people think, is it not just an accident? Is it not just the loss of a loved one? But how comes it has affected your whole development, your whole life, your whole decision making, your whole ability to relate with people? So trauma isn't just about just the event that happened or what happens inside of you in the long run. Exactly.
That event. Quite agree with what you said, because I have had my own share of trauma. Like I've been traumatized. I had a certain event like that that actually changed my perspective about life, my thinking and everything about me. So how do different types of childhood trauma impact long-term mental health?
So if you look at the impacts of trauma to start with, it shows in different ways. It shows in it a lot of times stems from abandonment and neglect, probably when a child was developing, and then gradually developed into some other things. For example, you realize that a child probably was abandoned or neglected by his parents, and eventually especially for ladies, it now shapes the kinds of partners they end up going for, because that's all they've seen, that's all they know, that's all they've experienced, So the neglect, the abuse begins to bring trust issues, self-esteem issues, anger, frustration, depression. It begins to build up in different things, and gradually, before you know it, from just the experience of what happened, probably, let's even assume it's a loss of a loved one, their mom, you find out that there's isolation. Nobody can take her space in my life again. Or it's the fact that there's always anger, there's always an outburst, there is depressive symptoms showing in, And then one thing about trauma is many people don't understand, it changes the neural pathways. That's why I was watching a particular video where they put a normal person's brain and a traumatized person. The activities literally, because people do not understand one thing, and then I would say that before we go to what we want to see next is trauma can be stored up in one's body so bad that it begins to affect your daily life. Trauma can be stored up in your body, and that's why you find out that individual is living literally being sensitive, the level in which they're sensitive is crazy. They're always on the alert, looking out for threats. You understand? And that's why people would always say, why is it that you never see the good in anything? But it's not their fault. It's because trauma has been stored so much in their bodies. Now it has now become the very direction in which their life takes. So if today the trauma is saying that we're going to be angry, if it says we're going to be frustrated, we're frustrated.
About the stored up trauma, if I'm allowed to use that word. Right. So what signs suggest unresolved childhood trauma in adults?
There are a lot of signs that will show depression, anger, outburst, frustration, inabilities to manage relationships. There are different things that would show you that this is really not normal. Suicidal. They can be suicidal, self-harm. Some people, before you know it, little frustration that you don't expect that they should react. It doesn't cost for anything. Their reaction is way And then they are shocked, even them at themselves, like, why am I reacting so?
Did I react that way?
Exactly. So yes, it shows up in the frustrations, in the anger, in the inability to manage relationships. It's either you're noticing the person is too entitled, or there are just a lot of things that you just look at, and then consistently see them happening consistently over time, and then you begin to know that, okay, no, this there's something wrong.
Speaking about something being wrong, what psychological disorders are commonly linked to childhood trauma?
A lot. Depression, anxiety, PTSD, CPTSD. A lot particularly would be PTSD or CPTSD in itself, because it's complex post-traumatic stress disorder, where they are having all of the impact of whatever has happened. I've been privileged to work with girls that have been abused, addicts as well, and generally in the mental health space. So you find out that the impact, for example, on a girl that has been raped is almost a lifetime, and unprocessed, it can be traumatic. It can really be traumatic. So it goes without a say to see that when that event happened, for some of them, it happened like 20 years ago.
Yeah, but they're still living it till date.
And unprocessed, unresolved will keep continuing. The fear, that's why some of them, they can't literally have a man around them. There's fear, there is confusion, there's inability to make decisions. There are a lot of other mental disorders that can develop as a result of, having childhood traumas. It would just start from just that event, but you begin to see things like CPTSD, PTSD, anxiety, depression, bipolar. People, you wonder why they just can switch moods in split seconds. This person get mood swing. It's literally not just mood swing. You have no idea the impact of that event or that thing that happened on their lives. And what happens literally when somebody experiences a very traumatic event is the fact that normally our body is wired in such a way that when the event happens, everything goes back to normal. But for a person that is traumatized, you are locked on. You know how you're trying to go out and they lock the door? You are locked in that room. And that's why you can find out that the person can be 20 years later, the person still feels the age where that thing happened. They can't move past that age. Yeah. So it's a lot to deal with. It literally alters the neural pathways in their brains. So usually it shrinks their hippocampus that helps with, their moods, emotional regulation, decision making, and then you find out that what's really going on. But it takes someone who is trained, who understands, how childhood trauma impacts in adulthood. Because the truth is, I'll be honest with you, we have a lot of adults moving and have not healed from
their childhood traumas
in their childhood. Yes.
Which traumatic approaches are most effective for treating long-term consequences of childhood trauma?
So first things first, I'll tell you, seek professional help. I was working with a client lately, and then this client is in his 30s, and then his mom died when he was, I think, not up to 5. And then literally he's a man that wants to get married, and he would tell you for free that I can wake up to end things with my wife because I feel like nobody can take the place of my mom. Nobody can love me as much as she would love me. So I don't, and because of that, growing up, he solves his problem himself. So in solving his problem himself, he realized that nobody can come in to understand what he's going through, only his mom, and she's dead. So he calls me and says, this is my problem. And I'm like, I understand. He has literally not finished. Like, the grief is still so much in his chest that right now he wants to get married, but he's sure that he don't need it.
Speaking of seeking professional help,
yes,
how does early intervention influence long-term outcomes for traumatized children?
I would use a physical ailment.
Okay.
If it starts off as just fever, maybe before they later find out has developed into other illnesses, for example, let's just say that, or maybe say they're having stomach ache before it gets to fever and the rest, and then you find out that you're getting worse because you're not taking medications. Many people have died. It's as little as headache. It's as little as malaria. You understand? When untreated, when unattended to, what happens? So if you intervene early, what happens?
You end up solving the problem.
Exactly.
And avoiding more complexity or complications.
I'm excited to also let it out on your podcast that I'm currently writing a book, and it's also to be able to understand the impact of parenting. Many parents are more concerned about their child's physical well-being, and they do not understand how their choices and their style of parenting and their traumas are affecting their children. And that's why you find out that it's transgenerational. I tell people that healing will not happen till you are able to look yourself in the mirror, look at your traumas and face them and heal from them. If not, you find out that parents are passing to their children are passing to their children, and nobody's bold enough. Exactly. So in that book, what I'm trying to address is that it's important that we, that would be the next generation of parents, are intentional about healing. If not, what we're trying to mitigate is that we're going to, already it's a global crisis, mental health. And then imagine not doing anything about your own mental health early, like you said.
Yeah.
Because early for some people is in their old age. Because not many, there's literally little knowledge about mental health and mental health interventions, especially as it connects to trauma. Because I would be very honest with you, if you sample 10 people in the room, you would be shocked at how many you'll see that are still living off or still suffering from their childhood traumas. So to that, I would still say that it's very important to have professional interventions early, you know, because the truth is, I'm really passionate and concerned about the next generation of people. So we can't afford to pass down trauma. And
thank you so much, Patience, for coming on the podcast.
Thank you so
much. I think that this childhood trauma topic is actually very important, and I would like you to leave a word or two for the viewers that are actually watching this podcast right now.
So, hey kiddo, hey survivor, here is ASHER. I understand all the feelings, the negative perceptions, no one believing you, the anger, the rage, the frustration, the depression, the self-harm, the suicidal attempts, the frustrations on no one protecting you, no one coming through for you. I feel you. Sweetie, I hear you. I believe you. I believe you. And if you need to talk, mental health with ASHER, seek help. If you really do not know who to talk to, I'm here for you. I'm here for you.
That reminds me, your handle will be dropped under this video so that people can actually quickly just visit your page.
If you need professional help, please reach out. Please reach out. Please reach out to Mental Health with ASHER, and we'll see to you that we can provide you the best and possible support that we can. But don't give up. Your uniqueness really, really needs to be understood, and we can come through to help you. Don't die in silence. Don't keep quiet about it. The urge to keep quiet is because nobody will understand, but I have to tell you that it's a lie. You can be understood. So seek help today. And I love you. Mwah!
Seek help today, guys.
Yeah.
So that brings us to the end of the podcast. But before you go, girl, we have a ritual that we play here.
Oh.
So you're going to do whatever the piece of paper tells you to do.
Okay.
We're going to play the blindfold game.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you're going to be blindfolded.
Oh, I see.
And then you'll guess what I'm doing.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to guess?
That's why it's called blindfold game. Then you guess.
You don't even do medicine. They show small.
No, they should not in the
Which kind of wala begins now?
Sorry, my love. Okay. This is done. I hope it's not too tight.
No, it's fine.
Okay. I hope you're not seeing me.
I can't even see.
No cheating.
Okay.
Okay. So you're going to guess what I'm doing at the count of 2. Like 1, 2. Just guess what I'm doing. Oh, yeah. Okay. 1, 2. Guess what I'm doing.
You're smiling.
Okay. you saw it.
I didn't.
Okay. Continue to guess. It's not funny. I'm doing like 2 things.
Okay. Yeah, do you mean like this?
Jesus. Good.
I'm feeling it. I can't see you. I'm just guessing.
Okay.
Should I still?
Yeah. Oh my god. Which is I'm suspecting you.
Yeah, do you like?
You have 4 eyes. But if you actually got them,
are you
you're not done.
Okay.
One. You're not done. Like you got all of that.
Yeah, that's
okay.
One.
Okay.
You're taking a picture.
Because you not love to take pictures.
Exactly.
I'm not taking a picture.
Okay. Okay, you are doing like this.
This girl, you're seeing it.
I don't think.
Okay, I'm doing that with what?
I don't know. I'm trying.
You tried. You actually got like 3 hours of.
Are you for real?
I was doing like with your phone. Like with the phone.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. But I'm just imagining how you were able to guess all of that. It's really those first one.
My telepathic skills.
Wow, that's amazing.
For tutorials.
Of course I would. I should.
Thank you so much.
That was really fun. Yes, fun. It comes to the end of another insightful episode on Talk with Becky. And before we go, I want to express my sincere gratitude to my guest, Patience ASHER, for finding time to be here once again. And to you, my viewers, thank you for being part of the community. If you love this episode, please hurry up to my YouTube channel. And don't forget to leave us a comment, share this video across every other social media platform, and most importantly, give us a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Okay, so I will see you again in my next video. Bye for now.